What's up, everybody? It's Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Elite Dangerous. When we left off in the last episode, we had managed to get to Herschel, finally, which was our kind of waypoint, I guess, for a long time. And I set a new course. Where are we headed this time? Out here to, I'm going to call that, oh, I guess it's Pyramo. I was going to say pyramid. Pyramo something or other. Which is a pretty decent clip away. Again, I am a little concerned at how long this is taking. Because it does kind of seem like I can probably do a full, like if I did like I did last episode where I'm really not like scanning every little thing and I'm basically just jumping as I go. It seems like I can probably get a full route in an episode, like 900 some light years. But man, is it taking a while. I think, like I said in the last episode, I did a rough, really rough estimate. And I think it ended up being like, shoot, something like 15, 20 episodes or something.
Frameshift drive charging.
before I'd be able to get to the A star. So I don't know. I mean, I actually have been very surprised that most people haven't gotten fed up with just the jumping around and talking a lot. I've been kind of relatively shocked because I figured that would have become very boring for most people. I mean, like I've said before, I've kind of gotten a little bored with it at this point, but I'm kind of like vested that I want to get to the end now, kind of thing. And it's really like there's not a whole lot of ways I can spin it. Like,
Frameshift drive charging.
if I had more time, like if it was one of those where I could really just do full-time YouTube stuff, and it's like, okay, today is Elite Dangerous kind of thing, and I literally just was like cutting a lot out and would just show blips here and there or something, it would probably be a little bit different. But in trying to record everything like in one sitting, it's just I don't get very far every episode, which is kind of unfortunate. But it is my hope, though, that I will take long enough to get out here, that by the time basically by the time I end up at A star or A Sagittarius, whatever you want to call it, it's my hope that I'll basically end up like they'll have added some teleport or shuttle bus between stations or something that I can, you know, just tell it to go from one to the other or something like that and not have to actually fly all the way back. Because that'd be kind of long, not gonna lie. And I also don't know, since we've got time before I get there, I'd be interested to hear everyone's response on whether or not I should turn in my exploration data at the whatever it is, Jacques Station or something, whatever that, however you pronounce that, or should I actually like hold on to it and come back and turn it into what's the Shinrarta? That would be kind of interesting. I do need to make sure though, because now that I think about it, my route this time, I don't think I was refueling at the end. I think I had to refuel before that. So let me check real quick. Whoo! Did I get lucky on that one? Okay, so I'm actually at the point where I need to be.
Fuel scooping.
That's kind of... that's kind of impressive that I was like maybe let me pause and think about this, and then it was like, oh, hey, I'm actually right where I need to be. And let's do... I don't think I can do it at full... Let's try like 500 and see if we overheat or not. Give or take. I think we're holding pretty good. I'm still trying to gauge exactly what my cutoff zone is for stationary refueling.
Fuel scooping complete.
Looks like somewhere around 500.
Warning, temperature critical.
Maybe 500 flat or like 450 or something.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Because 512 or whatever did just get me up to like 80.
Frameshift drive charging.
I probably should plot another route real quick. It's gonna jump before I can get there. I think. Yeah, it's going to. I messed up.
4.
Yep, there it goes.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay, so when we get out of this jump, let me check and see what I'm looking at for refuel time. But I mean, we're definitely moving a little bit better now that I've kind of stopped scanning every single star. That seemed to definitely be slowing me down. Let's see. I really just need to make sure this is fuelable or scoopable. Okay, it is. Okay. And somebody actually brought up the point that the Discovery scanner takes less time than the frameshift drive to power up, so if I ever forget, once I charge up, I could always fire it again, kind of thing. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, that makes sense.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I mean, we could actually put that really to the test, but honestly, there's a cooldown period on the frameshift drives when you come out of a jump, so I always just scan right when I land, and I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that's another good point, though. See, like right now, I can't jump because of the cooldown on the bottom right, but I can still scan things.
Frameshift drive charging.
I never really thought about it, but yeah, I suppose if I forgot and it was charging, I could just fire it again and be like, well, like this. So, on most of the time, you can still get a pulse out before you actually jump, which is probably a good idea. In case I ever forget and go, did I do that? Which happens frequently. You know what would actually be cool? I don't know if there's any... Ooh! We got a white one. Oh, the
Fuel scooping.
spot's behind me. I don't know
Fuel scoop disengaged.
if there's any planets in the A-star system, but when we get there, it would probably be cool to land on a couple of planets around that system. And actually, now that we realize there's no skybox and stuff, or at least a very dynamic one,
4.
I'm actually kind of curious to see when we actually jump into the closer star clusters, like the closer we get to the center of the galaxy, as stars start getting more dense. I'm curious to see how the sky around you starts looking. Like, is it going to be real bright and dense because there's stars everywhere, kind of thing? Because that would admittedly be pretty cool.
Fuel scooping.
I'm not really wanting to scoop, but I also don't want to take an hour trying to go around this star either. Mainly because that throws off my groove. Throws off my routes typically because it gives me extra fuel. That one's also scoopable, so let's do that one then.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I didn't have time to take the other bookmark off, but whatever. That's one of those I'm still debating on which one's actually more efficient for me. Should I be scooping while I'm flying around a star to just top myself off, or is doing that every time like more time consuming than just waiting and getting to a low fuel tank kind of thing? I haven't really decided.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Because
Frameshift drive
every
charging.
time it does take a little bit more time to do it all the time, if that makes sense. You know, you're doing a little bit each jump, but adding that up over time, I do think it takes more time than just doing a jump and a jump and a jump and a jump, and then you stop and just like, okay, let me refuel kind of thing. But especially since I'm finding you can actually sit and refuel at a higher rate than I thought you could. I know you can probably get away with like 450 per second and not burn to death. But
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift
where is that
drive
nebula? I
charging.
just saw a nebula on the map, or in the skybox. It's that up there, the Trifid Nebula. That I might want to make a pit stop into this. That looked really cool.
3, 2.
Nah, I probably shouldn't make any pit stops or detours. I probably should just be beelining. But I'd also maybe we'll try this. I guess I could either wait till the next episode, or yeah, we'll wait till the next episode and I'll get everybody's feedback on like if this would be something they'd want to see. I'd actually be curious to try and do a little bit more verticality in my routes, to go either like down to the bottom of the map or go up to the top of the map kind of thing as we're going out, and just kind of see if there's anything different at the top of the bottom, because just I think it's the nature of flight, like when people got used to flying a plane or driving or whatever, like there's just kind of a sense of two-dimensional thinking usually when it comes to flying in space and stuff. That was a big thing for any of you that were, you know, like the Star Trek movies like Wrath of Khan and stuff. That was a big thing of like, you know, he's an older pilot, so he's thinking two-dimensionally kind of thing, and it kind of screwed him over. Alright, so this is our scoop spot, so let's drop it down. Let's try... I feel like I'm baking. It's like, let's try the oven on 475, and we're gonna do this for 10 minutes, and see how the cupcakes come out. You know, like actually 475 would be really, really bad. But yeah, just, it's like, let's try 475, 480, let's see what that does, you know. Is the center gonna be cooked, you know? Or we want the outside to be crispy, but we want the inside to be nice and warm. You know, we don't want the inside burnt, because that's where I'm at. So it looks like 480, you hold about 68%. Let's go up to 5. I'm imagining we'll go up to 70 if we actually had to sit here long enough, which we don't. And we did go up to 70, okay. Now, when I went up to like 512, I got up to 80 or so, so I'm guessing 500 is the sweet spot for fuel scooping. At least for my kind of scoop. Okay, we're not doing too bad. We're making pretty good time. Again, don't know if I did this already, so we're just gonna do that. Ah, I'm glad I did, because I hadn't done that. Way to forget. But yeah, so I think it'd be kind of interesting to maybe add some upward or downward direction and kind of see, you know, if you go down to the bottom layer of the map, what happens. I'm kind of curious because I don't think this is done through a skybox, so if you go all the way down, is that like going to be the last star you see, or are you still going to see stars out in the distance kind of thing? That would be an interesting dilemma, per se.
Fuel scooping.
But I am really curious to see how the environment starts looking as we get into more and more dense star clusters. I think that'll be kind of cool, because when you look at the map, like for the center area, like out here it's kind of cloudy and foggy, but when you get into the stuff that I was almost into before I got rudely pulled away, but it gets super duper dense, and there's like stars every 5 feet away, you know. So I'm kind of curious about that. That would be kind of cool. let's get set up and we'll take another gander at the map.
Fuel scooping.
Yeah. Throwing off my trajectory.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Though I can't say this... Wait, what happened? Did I cancel my jump? I did. Dang it. So, like, out here, this is starting to get a little more dense, as you can see on the map, than what we are used to in the Power Worlds, or Capsule, or whatever they're calling it now. But, when you pan way out, this is still kind of smoky, is what I call it. It's still, like, that foggy, and you start seeing pebbles and but then it's like you get over into the center core areas, it gets really, really dense. So much so that you start getting frame rate issues because there's so many stars going on. See, like this? This is going to be cool. Because I'm very curious how this is going to look. Like, in-game, not in the map, but like when you're actually here. Where did A star go? Oh, I went the wrong way. Wow, there's so many. It's like so dense in here. It's pretty crazy, actually. Especially when you think that... I know some of this is procedurally generated because, you know, they can't see that far. At least I don't think they can. Where'd you go? There you are. I'm almost there. I've almost got you. I wasn't sure if they would let me do a system map, but it's not there. Darn. Plot route. Yes. Do it. And actually, that's very interesting that it's like black and purple. It's like, is that a giant wormhole type thing? Or not not wormhole. What am I thinking? Black hole? Maybe? But the black holes that we've seen in this game were more like the actual, from what I understand, scientific-y versions of, you know, bending the light to where you don't actually see a giant black hole in the stars. You're seeing, like, kind of a, how do I put it? Ripple, I guess? Or, you know, refraction type thing. As opposed to, you know, actually seeing, like, a giant black hole in the sky that's got, like, a vortex pulling everything around it in.
Frameshift drive
So,
charging.
I'm not really sure that that's considered a black hole, but the only reason that wouldn't surprise me is because from what I understand, black holes tend to have gravitational anomaly type stuff going on that, like, pull stuff, and you gotta think, there's gotta be some kind of really, really strange, but, like, massive gravitational field around the center, right? Because, I mean, like I've said many, many times before, refer back to, I am in no way, shape, or form any kind of astronomer or anything like that. I like space and stars and things. It's cool, it's fascinating. Very, very intriguing to me. But I don't sit around and Google this stuff when I think of it like, oh, I wonder how black holes actually work. You know, I do tend to sometimes read articles that you guys post in comments and things that it's like, in case you were wondering. But I'd be lying if I didn't pull up a few of them and it's like, wow, that's a lot of reading. Ain't nobody got time for that. You know. Not that it's not fascinating, I just really don't take the time to read up on some of it. But, you know, I think about how, like, our solar system works, our star system, of how, you know, the orbits are created from planetary rotation and gravitational pulls off of the star and the sun and blah, 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 blah. So it makes me think that a galaxy would have to be, like, on a bigger scale of the same idea, that you'd have a central axis point where the gravity field comes from, and it keeps all of the rest of them in check so they don't all go flying into each other and stuff. That would be my theory, but again, I don't know that they don't go flying into each other from time to time, so, you know, what do I know? But That would be kind of interesting, though, to see, especially considering that, from my understanding, we've never actually seen the center. It's kind of like we theorize and speculate, but I don't think anybody's actually got a...
Fuel scooping.
I know for a fact that no one's ever been there, because we don't have the tech to even get to the closest star. Because I forget what it is, but it's like, what is it, Alpha Centauri, that's like the closest star to our solar system, and it's like a couple of 100,000 light years away or something, and it's like, dude, we can't even get to Mars, you know? I mean, we can, but people, it's like, we're just now getting to the point where we're like, we might be able to get people there. So it's like, I know we haven't been like thousands of light years away to another star. So it's like, yeah, we know that but I don't know if, like, any of the telescopes or anything have been able to actually see to the center of the Milky Way or whatever. I don't think they have. I could be wrong, it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think they have. And I might cut this a little short and just feel right here, because that makes me a little nervous. Let's do that. Let's test out our 500 theory. Assuming this is scoopable, which I did not actually check. Oh yeah, it is. Why not? Oh, no, that's my target. This is where I'm at. Every once in a while, I just spontaneously forget how to read a map. Nope, that's not scoopable. Okay, well, I guess I won't cut this short then.
Warning, temperature critical.
Yep. I feel like you should get a badge or an,
drive charging.
what do you call it, an accolade or something, if you ever fly too close to a star and, like, blow yourself up. I feel like you should get an Icarus accolade. That would be kind of funny. It's like, you flew too close to the sun.
4, 3, 2.
That would be kind of hilarious. Just a little, like, hat nod fun. But yeah, I don't know that anyone's, like, with the Hubble or anything like that, actually been able to see the center of the Milky Way or whatever, but I would... So, if we have no facts about, like, what's actually at the center, I'm very curious to see, like, what the game developers came up with for their explanation on what they think's at the center, kind of thing. That would be kind of cool. Alright, so let's try to stay right at 500-ish. It's a little tough because I'm actually flying away from the star, so it ticks down just a little bit every time, but... Let's see if we can hold here and not break like 80, because I know I don't think you get any damage anymore until you're over 90 or 100. But I still like to keep it about under 80, just for safety, so I don't like miss it. We have 12 jumps. So we're making pretty good time, because if my memory serves, I said it was about 7 per refuel. So we should be able to do it in one more pit stop. So 501, we're holding right at 65, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Let's get a new route going. Actually, if we can make it to my current route point... nope, I can't scoop off of that, unfortunately. How about you? Yes, okay. If we can make it to the route that I had planned, and we're making decent time, because we're actually doing pretty good on time, then I may go ahead and do a vertical route type thing and see what we can come up with. Even if we don't make it all the way there at the end, because I doubt I can do 2 routes. That would be pushing it. 2 full routes of 900 light years would be a lot. But... And I'm also going to try and just kind of go upward, but I want to keep at about the 900 light year distance, because I don't really want to take any longer than I need to get anywhere. So, you know, there's that. Like, I don't really want to go out of my way just for the heck of it. But, go figure. I don't want to go out of my way for exploring. So, Yeah, it's like I don't want to explore too far out of my way, even though my goal is to explore. Yes, that's the difference between guided exploration or, I don't know if it's called, I don't know if you call it guided, but, objective exploration versus, like, wandering. You know, it's like, I'm just gonna wander around out here in space. I actually wonder how many people have actually done that in this game. That they're just like, I don't have a goal, I just kind of pick a random direction and go out that way and go exploring kind of thing. I mean, I could see a lot of, I've known people that could do that. I need a little bit more purpose, I guess, when I play games and stuff. Like, even games like Skyrim, Fallout, stuff like that. I don't tend to just, hey, that's an interesting building, what's that over there? I'm usually, like, on a quest. Or even if it's a side quest or something. You know, I've got to have a quest or something. There's got to be a goal in mind. I can't just go wandering around the wasteland or Tamriel, and people are like, hey, you should go do it. Yeah, I wanted to explore this shack over here, though, you know. I may have found things or abandoned places along the way to a quest, and I'll explore it or something, but I'm still always like, that's just a pit stop, because it was interesting.
Frameshift drive charging.
Not really, because, hey, I want to... I just saw 46 new astronomical objects show up. I am so curious to see how much money we make. I don't think it'll be, like, billions of credits or anything, but just from how far we've gone and how many places we have scanned, I am really curious to see what I get out of it. Because, what was it? It's like the further away you go when you turn in something, like if I turn in something at Jacques Station, then it's one of those that, like, the closer... How did it go? Somebody explained it to me one time, that it was basically like, the ones that I scanned really close to Shinrarta wouldn't be that valuable to Shinrarta, but taking that data all the way out to, like, the Jacques Station would be more lucrative because they want more data of what's further away or something like that. That's what I was told anyway. I don't know if it's actually accurate. I know there's a limit that if you're not a certain number of light years away from a system and they won't let you turn it in, I don't know if it changes the value or not. But if it does, man, some of the stuff that we got when we started off that probably wouldn't have been worth much to Shinrarta, going to all the way out to Jacques is going to be like, they're going to be like mind blown. I'm just going to scoop here because I honestly don't know how much further I have. I feel like I'm close. And I don't want to go too far. Come on. Right about there. Let's pull away a little bit. You know what? Let's increase this a little bit. We'll see what we get. Come on. Come on. Well, that's weird. Why isn't it going up? Usually it goes up a lot faster than that. Oh well. Whatever. How many jumps do I got left? 7! Perfect! On the nose.
Fuel scooping complete.
Fuel scooping complete. And it looks like we can actually make it all the way to our star that we were targeting. Which is a B8, I think. I was trying to figure out if that was a BB or not. I think that's a B8 type star. I hope. What's the one before that? Actually, neither of those are scoopable either. I want to say that's a B8 class. So I probably can scoop off of that. That's the other thing I got really nervous about before I started recording this episode. I was actually like, you know, it doesn't really matter. I'll scoop. And then it kind of dawned on me, if I run out of gas out here, the only chance I have is to either have that, whatever it is, rat pack or whatever that refuels you, but I'm so far out here, I don't know if they'd come all the way out here. And the other would be to self-destruct and lose all the exploration data, and I was like, no, make sure I've always got a spot to fuel at, you know. was like, do not risk that. When we're at 3 jumps away... You know, I never even realized that. Hold on. I never even thought about that, but I have a much easier way to tell how far I have to go. Because I can tell how many jumps it's going to take me. So, for example, we have 6 jumps total. So that means 1, 2, 3. Was that 4? I missed one somewhere. 1, 2, 3. I think 4's in here somewhere. Yeah, 4, 5, and 6. So, when we are at, like, 4, we'd be here. Wow, this can't be scooped on either. I guess it's because we're getting into some density of star thing going on. All of these are like T's. And L's. Weird. Wow. Alright, so we're gonna have to pay a little more attention right now and keep an eye out for fuel as our fuel ticks down, because that could get dangerous. And not the Darkwing kind of dangerous, like the good kind, but like the actual lose all of your data, blow up from no fuel dangerous.
2, 1, engage.
Ironic, considering that we're playing Elite Dangerous, and I usually make a Darkwing pun about that. I should, at some point, do some kind of, like, montage video of Elite footage with, like, the Darkwing theme song in the background. That would be hilarious. Let's get dangerous. You know, that would be kind of funny.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, see, I am seeing it now. The stars are getting a lot more dense out here. This is cool. That's really cool, actually.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Okay, what are we looking at? I mean, on the good side, as the density is way more dense, we have a lot of options of being able to make a short little jump somewhere close to us just to get fuel, you know. I don't think I've been scanning. Pooh, I don't think I've scanned the last 2 or 3
drive charging.
jumps. I was too focused on watching my fuel gauge. Oops. Oh well. It's not like there's not like a ton more stars that we need to find. Now that's the other thing, is as the density gets closer together, we probably have shorter distance jumps to make. So like, it said our route ended when we got to our target. That doesn't actually mean we'd be out of fuel. It just means that we could get there. So we might have fuel to spare even if we can't make it, even if the one that we're ending on isn't a fuelable or scoopable or whatever. So we have 3 more jumps. Let's keep going, but these stars are getting a lot smaller for some reason. I don't know what that's about. I do think it's cool, though, that very subtle. What is that over there?
4, 3.
Seriously, that looked like its own little galaxy over there. What the heck is that? Intriguing. Ooh, wow, blood red star. That's kind of cool. I don't know that I've come across one like that before. I'm gonna leave that one on there while we check around a bit here. This one, it still makes me nervous because I'm pretty sure it's a B. I just hope it's not like the TT style where it's like, no, that's a B. Okay, so we're good. That's a B8. I'm curious though, there's a lot of these little stars around. Are we gonna have less common scoopable ones in the area then? Is that going to be harder to find? I do wonder... Oh, there's a bunch of M1s. So, yeah, that would be a good alternate route, I guess. I am curious if when you plot a route, if it takes scoopable stars into account. That would be an interesting factoid. Alright, where are we supposed to be headed? This way. Basically, in the grand scheme of things, just head towards that giant cloud in the sky, because that's going to be closer towards the center of the galaxy. I am, like I said though, now that I'm aware that it's not really a skybox, I am really curious to see at what point does that cloud start being where you are. You know, like you start losing the look towards the cloud effect because you're in it. Because really it's not a cloud, it's like, you know, tons and tons of stars all packed together. And it kind of, the light kind of ends up turning it into a cloud, but it's really not a cloud, it's just dense stars, so I'm curious. Curious to see at what point does that, it's like, where'd the cloud go? Oh, we're in the cloud, okay. Now, that's not to say that there aren't, like, nebulas and stuff like that, which I'm always curious what the heck those are, you know? Space has no atmosphere and stuff, so it's not like, you know, you have smoke and air and gas and stuff. Well, I mean, I guess you could have gas, but there's no air, like, oxygen-wise. I don't think. Again, you know, rookie astronomer person, don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't think there is. So I've always been curious as to what nebulas and things are. Or if there... That's the other thing. You normally only ever see nebulas in... Wow, that's kind of cool. That's like a cyber white blue thing. That's really cool. I think this is where we're supposed to be. Yeah, we have arrived.
Fuel scooping.
Blue-white. Yeah, that's another curious thing. All of them come up as, like, blue-white and stuff. I do wonder if there's ever, like, a white-blue, or if that matters. You know, like, does it matter which one's first, or does that not... Is that not really a thing? Okay, let's get up to somewhere about 510. I'm trying to push it a little bit more again, see what we come up with. That should be good. And then we'll kind of bottom out here. Maybe. There we go. And we'll roll it back over, give us a cool view. That's really neat looking. That's a cool star, man. Like, I don't see any kind of yellow hue to that at all. That is, like, my kind of star. If this were No Man's Sky, I'd be naming this system and, like, taking it over, because that's awesome. That's pretty cool. That's the kind of star that I'm kind of looking for in No Man's Sky to make, like, a Sleepless Nights system. That's really what I'm kind of going for, is a very blue and white centered, or blue and gray, you know, something to match kind of the color palette of the channel art and stuff like that, the logo and stuff. That would be pretty cool to do. I'm gonna get a little bit further away from it, mainly because that'll make a pretty cool screenshot. Yeah, right there. I like trying to fit the star in my angle brackets there on the HUD. I think that's fun to do. Like that, perfect, perfectly centered screenshot. So while we're here, let's go out. We're gonna head towards this direction, and I need a distance point. That's 300. We want to go further than that. Let's go like this. What are you? 6, not bad. Go out a little further. 8. Okay. I'm gonna see if it actually changes in height. 9. fine, getting close. You can see subtly, though, the star density starts picking up. There's not a lot of gaps between the stars like there used to be. Okay, that's an M. You know what? Let's just pick this. Let's just pick that point. This one actually doesn't look too bad either. I'm gonna actually select that one, 'cause I just like blue. Now, what I want to see is if I go way up, does it affect the distance that much, or is it still considering it about the same? Where'd you go? Okay, it does. So that's like 1,000. See, that's my only thing, is I would like to experiment with the 3-dimension of it, but I feel like that's actually going to take more time. Because now you're, like, if that's 1,000 and you kept going up, then it's like you're not going to cover as much distance because you're going upward. So as much as I'd like to explore kind of a more 3-dimensional view of the galaxy and stuff, I think I'm going to have to stick with... going this more direct route. Oh, it's a Microsoft minute. Okay. 98% forever. Seriously. Thank you. Okay. And let's find... where is our first out of fuel point? I do wonder, as the star density increases, I wonder how that'll affect the fastest route planning. Or, I guess it really won't, because you're still traveling like 900 light years, so it's still trying to jump as far as it can jump. You just have more options, I guess, as to where you can jump, as opposed to, nope, that star is the closest star I can get to. You know, that kind of thing. Ugh, that's a T. See what I mean? Like the LLT. The scoopability has changed a lot. Holy cow. Wow, so this is like, don't even bother. Alright, you know what? Let's go out to this spot where we lose our route. We need it to be closer. Wow, man, this is gonna actually become a fuel management game, I guess. There's one. So let's mark that. So when I get to like 7 jumps out or whatever this is, I'd have to do the math on it. But whenever I get 1, 2... there should be a way to cycle between your plot points. That would be cool. So 1, looks like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So somewhere about 5 jumps away, I need a detour and go over here to refuel. That's going to become a interesting management game here at this point. But anyways, I think we're about done for this episode, about out of time. So we're going to wrap things up here. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.